Hello and welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be creating some basic responsive Bootstrap containers. Responsive containers allow you to specify a class that is 100% wide until the specified breakpoint is reached, after which we apply a maximum width for each of the higher breakpoints. To save some time, I have made some changes to the index.html file. I have created some responsive containers. I've created 4 of them from line number 16 to line number 19. I have commented out 3 of the responsive containers for different breakpoints. The reason for this is that I want to illustrate how the responsive containers behave at each respective breakpoint. So I'm going to start off by trying out how the responsive container behaves at the SM breakpoint. Notice that the respective containers are named dash the respective breakpoints. I've also added a H1 tag on line number 14 that says responsive container. On line number 11, I changed the title to say responsive Bootstrap containers. Also in the CSS file here, I have used the same CSS from previous videos, but I've now added each of the responsive container classes so that they can all use the same CSS styling properties. So I'm going to view the HTML file in my web browser. So I right click on the editor and select open with live server, and that should launch. As we can see, we have a container displayed in the web browser. So in order to see how this behaves, press F12 on your keyboard. So this is the Chrome Developer Tool area here. So let me illustrate how the container will behave at the SM breakpoint. So for the SM container breakpoint, the width is going to be 100% until the breakpoint has been exceeded. So you can see the width here, there are no gaps at the edges. So as I start to expand the page, notice the pixels on top there is still going. It has now exceeded 576 pixels, which is the maximum pixels for the SM breakpoint. So you can notice the gap at the edge of the container. So it is no longer 100% wide. I have commented out the SM responsive container on line number 16, and I have removed the comment from the medium responsive container on line number 17 so that we can test how that behaves when that breakpoint is reached or exceeded. It will always start off with the SM container, which is 100% wide, until the medium breakpoint is reached. So notice the edges here. As long as there are no gaps, that means the width is 100%. So as I continue to expand the breakpoint, you'll notice that the width will stay the same until I exceed the medium breakpoint. The medium breakpoint is anything up to 768 pixels. So watch out for the pixels at the top. It's still going. So we're still within the 768. So the moment we exceed that, it's no longer going to be 100% wide. So we're still within the limit. Now we've exceeded the 768. Notice the gap has appeared on the edge of the container, which indicates that the medium responsive container is no longer 100% wide because we have exceeded its breakpoint. I've commented out the SM and the MD responsive container, and I've removed the comment from the large responsive container on line number 18. So what this will do, as the browser window is extended, it will be 100% until we exceed the large breakpoint. So the large breakpoint is 992 pixels. So anything up to that point will be maximum width. The container for the large will be 100% as long as it is within 992 pixels. So as I continue to expand the page, look out for the pixel level. Once this exceeds 992, we can see the gaps now appearing on the side of the container, which indicates we have now exceeded the breakpoint for the large responsive container. I've removed the comment from the extra large responsive container breakpoint, and I've commented out the rest so that you can see how that behaves. For the extra large, the responsive container will have a maximum width until it exceeds the extra large breakpoint of 1200 pixels. So you can see at the moment pixel level is 908. So this will continue. Once it exceeds 1200 pixels, it will no longer be maximum width. So we're still within the range of the extra large breakpoint, but as I continue to expand the browser, we have now exceeded the 1200 pixel limit for the extra large breakpoint. Hence we have a gap at the beginning of the container. In this video, I created some basic responsive containers and also illustrated how the containers behave at respective breakpoints. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.